I'm the president of Mercury Robotics. I'm just gonna start with our officers. That's our VP over there in the hat. He was the president last year. He's the one who got invited to OU, and so that's how we're doing our competition, which I'll explain later. Our secretary, Sean, right there, the one digging into the pizza, that's him. He's our secretary. He does a lot on his end, just things that, oh, there's Griffin. See, most people are gonna wander in.
What's Griffin? Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's the secretary. He's the Stuco rep. Hopefully he goes to all the meetings and he does not, so I'm not in.
I get the cloud extra money via the seed Stuco.
Yeah. Stuco's the one who gives us part of our money every year, and so we have to have someone going to the meetings and stuff to get us points. That's our treasurer this year, Charles. He's doing all of our financial stuff, making sure we're not, yeah, don't embezzle money.
Trust me.
All right, we don't need that.
I told Sean, I was like, no,
All right, so what do we do? So last year we got invited out to Storm through OU, which is a robotics competition. It's similar to VEX and FIRST in a way where it's like you have a challenge and you have parameters and you have a bot and you have to like figure out the field and like challenge everything. So their like motto is a student teleoperated robotics mission. I can't read that, but robotics competition for university students. So, what?
Interscholastic.
Yeah, but I'm just
Interscholastic.
give me a break. I'm dyslexic.
You can use your dyslexic.
Interscholastic. There we go. So it's an interscholastic robotics competition for the university students. You'll build a teleoperated robot that's capable of navigating, investigation, and interaction. So the teleoperated version is like you'll be in a different room controlling it. Meaning, like we'll have a monitor with cameras on our robot, and that'll just that's our eyes because we're not allowed to be in the same room.
The only thing we can see is what every cameras or sensors you put on the robot beforehand. There is no in-person visual. Yeah, you can't drive it like it's. If you guys know what FTC is, not like that.
And so last year there was no autonomous part. This year there is autonomous, which will be a little bit more of a challenge and hopefully more fun.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's also us from last year. At the end, we got the most scored points. Sean, what even is this? That was the field last year. Basically, you started in this box and you had to sort and organize all these balls. Sean, okay, so learning opportunities through Mercury, what we're gonna provide for y'all and actually like give y'all. So obviously it's a design team, like challenge. And so we're heavy on the design process in CAD, this was our CAD model from last year. And we learned a lot doing that. And so that's something we will teach y'all just all the basics in CAD and SolidWorks and even more from there. We'll go from the basics up, and because you gotta learn, you gotta get better. 2, the manufacturing process. So last year we used sheet metal, and that was our chassis, which we did at the DML. So we got to water cut that out, and then we got to sheet metal bend it and everything, which was really fun. And then we also got to powder coat it, and we got to do all of that ourselves. We also got to do laser cutting, 3D printing, machining. The laser cutting and 3D printing are the majority of what we will do. I mean, I don't know if y'all have seen in 120 downstairs, but that's where all of our 3D printers are. There's a lot of them, and we have basically free access to that. We did laser cutting for this right here because we water jet out the sheet metal, but we haven't really used the laser cut that much just because it's mainly for like wood. We used it for a little bit of acrylic last year, and that's about that part. Machining, if we need anything like machined, which last year we didn't really, we'll be at the DML as well, learning how to like lathe and stuff. But probably won't do that this year, I'm not gonna lie. Coding. So I'll let Charles talk about that.
All right. Okay. So on the coding end, we mostly use Python, C++. We kind of handle a lot of the facilitation of communication, with the teleoperation. Last year, for example, like our project was we used a Raspberry Pi to communicate between that dealio right there. We used that to facilitate not only communication to the Arduino, which handled the motor controls and what they did, but also the servo controls, right? We had the Raspberry Pi kind of act as like a server, right? And we used your laptop as a client, communicated over the Wi-Fi, and it interpreted the data and sent it to the motors, right? So we're doing something similar like that. We've got like multiple steps, multiple scripts kind of all running at the same time. We learn things about SSH, we learn things about Linux. Of course, also, like I said, various Python and C++ libraries. Don't be afraid if anybody's taking about C++. Most of our C++ takes place in like kind of safe libraries, like the Arduino library. So you're not going to be managing memory or anything like that. There's not going to be any risks of leaks or anything like that. So it's pretty simple. It's a pretty fun, safe way to learn C++. And it's going to get even more interesting as we kind of go into our new project, which is, of course, we will have an autonomous period for about 30 seconds. What we're going to be implementing is various kinds of computer vision, object tracking, as well as like sensors and other deals like that. Yeah. It's going to be pretty fun here on the software end. If anybody wants to join, just saying.
He really wants people to join us.
I really would love it. I really love it. If you're into, especially also, we got a big role open for any for like electrical expertise also, since those are kind of adjacent. They work pretty closely together on this team. Hey, it's big and open right now. Gonna be playing with Valley Technologies. Pretty exciting.
But we work as a group, as a whole. Last year, there was a little bit of, towards the beginning of the year, there's a little bit of separation, which caused us to be slow. So this year, our main focus is, I want both like coding and hardware to just be together all the time and constantly talking about what's happening. Because there was times when he didn't know what we were doing or what he wanted us to do. And then there's also times when like they just couldn't get their stuff to work, and so like we couldn't do anything, and then we didn't know what was happening on their end.
Yeah.
So this year, hopefully not hopefully, but we'll be more involved together on that aspect and just get the ball rolling really fast. Raise your hand if you have your Endeavor safety card already.
I have a question related to that. In physical form, or we completed the test and just haven't got the card yet?
And that, yeah,
Either or.
Either or.
Alright.
Okay, well, you might want to scan this QR code. Sean, does that take you to?
Yeah, it takes you to the Canvas page.
It'll take you to see Endeavor, and then you're gonna want to do the safety quiz. That allows you to get your safety card, which actually right now I work here. We don't have any of the physical cards right now. We're giving out temporary ones because we ran out. But next week we will have more of like the real ones. You can watch the videos, but the quiz is pretty self-explanatory. It's like, where should I put the chemicals? The ground, the hood, or on the table, or like in the cabinet. Obviously you're gonna put it in the cabinet. So, it's really not that hard. It's only a 10-question quiz. You gotta get 9 out of 10 to pass, basically. But once you have that, you're allowed to be in the room with us and working. But, so there's that.
You can't work on the robot in our room until you have the safety card. Or else when I come in there, they're gonna check it. If you don't pass it, there's consequences you would never want to do.
They'll just kick you out.
Yep. Okay.
So,
Yeah, it's optional.
does anyone have any questions though? Because we can go more in depth on certain aspects, and we could even bring up some of the rules for this year's competition if y'all would like us to. It's very different than last year's, but yes.
How are we actually going to be communicating with each other about the progress of the Discord?
Yeah, we have a Discord. If you, I don't know how you found out about us, but we have we had a flyer at one point with the,
I have,
what?
I have the QR code.
Okay, does anyone need access to that QR code to get into the Discord? Because that will be like our main way of communication.
And then usually
I think-
we get it, so we'll break it down.
Yeah, we'll probably start a Teams channel as well.
How do y'all want to communicate?
Yeah.
Discord, you can use a GroupMe, SMS, a huge SMS group chat, which I don't really recommend, but it's an option. How do y'all want to communicate?
And on top of that, we'll have like weekly meetings. We meet every Thursday.
We meet every Thursday. I know we're meeting on Wednesday today, but that's because we have a football game tomorrow, and I'm not gonna miss that. But yeah, typically we meet on Thursdays, 5:30 on the third floor. But that's like our main meetings. It's a design competition, so like last year I was here all the time, working on it and doing stuff. We would just pop in and out throughout the day, just getting things done.
If you see one of us in 340, just walk on in, say hi, ask us what we're doing.
Ask
Just any questions you have. Don't be afraid to walk in and say hi.
So this first meeting is more of like get to know us and like know what we're doing. Next meeting, I would like y'all to bring your computers that can download SolidWorks. So like not a Mac or anything like that.
If you're interested in modeling.
If you're interested in modeling, because that obviously we got to model and we got to design, so that's a big part of this. And once y'all download it, Jacob here will teach y'all. He's been doing it for about 8 years or whatever. Too long, yeah. And so he's gonna teach y'all just some basics and stuff, and then also a good way to just learn how to do it is just jumping into it and modeling something. Like last year, I designed our elevator, and it was a little scary at first, but I had to do it. So I played around and figured it out, and you learn as you go. What is that?
So this is our design process. So CAD, what I mostly do, is one of the very first steps to doing anything that has any physical. It's not code, anything like that. So CAD's incredibly important for how we actually make the robot. You don't want to waste time skipping this step, manufacturing, and then this doesn't work, so you have to go all the way back again, versus just this and then this, until we get the CAD right and then go to here. Manufacturing takes a lot more time than just clicking and dragging, entering a value on your computer. So
And then if
that's
you,
the main reason why we CAD before we actually do any manufacturing and whatnot.
And then if you want it to be part of like more coding and that aspect, what was I gonna say? We have our bot from last year, and we also have a turtle bot that has some like different types of sensors and vision sensors on it. So y'all can play around with that before the manufacturing team is like built the robot, because we need y'all to be able to play around with it and know what y'all are doing, so that when the time comes, we can just jump into practicing and autonomously like getting it down to the T.
Also, the club's been established since 2011, but this current iteration of the club is brand new. It was pretty much made last year?
Yeah.
And so we're still very new. This is actually our first year doing this kind of introduction with slides, large group of people. Like last year, I walked in and we were just hopped straight into it. There was no introduction, there was no what we're doing right now. So if you guys feel lost or confused or any questions, please ask us.
And
Any feedback is greatly appreciated.
as more weeks pass, we'll be working on it, and obviously, and so I'll be giving y'all tasks to do, and if y'all have questions and need help with it, we are here to help. And if you want to just take it and run it on your own, that is great, but still come to us with making sure that we're not gonna veto your ideas, but I just want to make sure that you designed it properly, or because there was some instances last year where we designed things and we printed it and then it didn't work. So then I told them to refix it. They fixed it. It didn't work. and that happened about 10 times. And I'm not about to do that again. So, yeah, we're probably gonna spend about a month and a half designing and just figuring out everything meticulously. Maybe a month and a half, maybe probably shorter, I don't necessarily know. But we need to read the rules thoroughly. And because like last year, we were like, all right, let's just pick up as many balls as we can at once. And then one of my friends joined and read the rules, and he figured out, oh, you can only pick up 2 balls at a time. So we had to start all the way over from scratch. And I don't want to, and so we need to like go through the rules and like just pick out each detail by part, then design and make sure that all works, and then you can get to it. What? You're doing stuff.
Also, if you want to work on one thing and you decide to work on it a little bit and go somewhere else, feel free to go from the different, go from the different teams or sections within the actual group. I feel like you have to be walked into something.
Yeah, this club is very much for you guys to garner experience, to learn, as much as it is a competitive team, right? All of us are learning at the end of the day. We're all going to be making mistakes. We're all learning new things. Frankly, I'll be transparent. I've never done anything computer vision wise. This will be my first computer vision project, probably my first autonomous robot. Yeah, my first autonomous robot project. So if you guys do come on the coding side, just know, or even the hardware side, like, look, everybody's learning something, you know? So don't feel, you know, if you don't understand something, don't feel discouraged, or anything like that. Don't feel like, you know, you can't ask questions. We're open, we're available almost at all times through the Discord or through any of our personal contact information. Feel free to reach out, have any more questions about projects, what you get involved with, what each team is like, what we all do. Absolutely.
Also, we might have we might get into some side projects, you know, let's say you want to be a part of us and you want to learn all these things, but you don't have the time to put all your hours into this competition. So we'll probably have like a little side like kit bot thing that you can build and then just program with and like play with that. I'm not necessarily sure what we're gonna get for that yet, and I would like y'all to, if y'all have any ideas for that, you can come to me as well. But our main focus is the competition, and it will be next semester. So this is like a year-long process.
The physical competition we're going to compete will be the first week of April next year.
Yes. And so we will be working on it until then. Yeah. Are you pulling up?
It's no.
Do y'all want to look at the rules? Just like a little overview?
The rules will also explain what the game is, what the field looks like, how to score the most points.
We don't have to go in depth with it right now, but just kind of show y'all what everything kind of looks like.
How many of y'all brought your laptops to install SolidWorks today?
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to, obviously, but
I have my own company, I don't have to do that, SolidWorks and SolidWorks.
that's fine. I was gonna help you guys install SolidWorks because if you need.
Use it on integrated graphics or get around.
So I took my SolidWorks class on a laptop with integrated graphics, and it was fine most of the time. But do be aware you're gonna have to like save every like 5 minutes. Like for example, my computer crashed middle of the final exam, doing the final exam for that class.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna use integrated graphics, that's fine. Just save often.
Is it
Why is this
turning
not
on?
turning on?
Bro, the HDMI is not plugged in. It's in the back.
Do y'all have any questions? Anything like a team structure or
Okay.
any team structure questions? Anything at all?
Alright, well, the competition is called Power Flash this year. Last year it was called Hailstorm. And so the theme is there's been a flash flood and you gotta get batteries, charge them. You also gotta spin a wheel at a certain RPM. You also have to climb
and the charging the cover pads.
Yeah, charging the batteries, that's what I said.
There's placing the batteries and there's charging them.
Okay, you gotta pick up the batteries, place them, and then charge them.
How many of you guys are familiar with FTC or FRC?
Or bags.
Or VEX? Okay, so, okay, cool. So this is very similar to that. For those who aren't familiar with that, this is a 8 by 16 foot field. And you're gonna have 2 competing robots, one blue team, one red team, 1 robot per team. You're getting they're giving 4 minutes, 30-second Thomas period at the beginning, and then 3 minutes, 30 seconds of teleop. And so what he just described, that placing the batteries, the charging the batteries, spinning this wheel at a certain RPM, that's the actual thing you will be doing alongside the opponent's team, who's doing the exact same thing. And whoever scores the most points in that game wins and moves up in the rankings.
So points are scored by RPM.
There are multiple different versions.
It's a random
ways.
RPM as the match starts. So it's not like you can have it set to a certain one for each time.
So there's all kinds of different ways to score points. Placing the batteries, charging the batteries, spinning the wheels, and there's a little conductor tag your robot will drive over to charge the batteries. That's another way to score points too.
I'm assuming it's not like actual, it's not gonna be like a double A battery, it's gonna be like a mock
Yeah.
kind of sort of.
I wish.
thing.
Yeah, they're PVC pipes. It's a 6-inch, 1 1/4 PVC.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be ridiculous.
It's not a literal battery. It's
Yeah,
just,
it's- yeah.
And then here's just a field dimension for general scale.
Is there like a max size that we're allowed to fit into, or like a weight class kind of
Yes.
thing?
18 by 18 by 18 inch cube. It cannot be longer, or not gonna be heavier than 50 pounds. And then during the match, your robot cannot extend beyond these dimensions. And then obviously you have some safety stuff like safety lights, status indicators, and whatnot. Okay. That's kind of the very basics of how this game's gonna work this year. Obviously, there's 15 pages of just rules and how it's gonna work. So over time, you'll just reread them more and more and get more familiar with it and whatnot. And of course, as we go further into the design aspect, we'll look at these rules even more scrutiny. But that's kind of just the basic overview of it. Any other questions? Anybody want to go see the robot?
Yeah,
Everybody saw the robot
Y'all
last
see
year, right?
robot or y'all want to? You wanna go get it first, Sean?
How about giving them a tour of our room space?
Yeah, they don't have their safety cards.
That's okay.